With the tragic events of this past week, I was filled with sorrow and rage. And I came to the same conclusion as everyone else. America is at a tipping point. The assassination of Charlie Kirk has awakened us to a sobering reality. We are in a spiritual war for the soul of this nation. Just like 9/11, we are being forced to reckon with who we want to be as a people. Our founders declared that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are not government gifts. They are God-given rights, endowed by our Creator. That truth, that there is a God who is our true north, was the cornerstone of America's birth. And Charlie Kirk devoted his life to reminding young people and young Americans of these values. On college campuses, supposedly the freest places for free speech, he faced mobs who hated him, not because he was wrong, but because they couldn't defeat him with reason. And come on, we've all seen the videos. He debated with compassion and gentleness, yet stood firm in truth. As Charles Spurgeon once said, bold-hearted men are often called mean-spirited by cowards. And yet the trauma of what we just witnessed has roots in history. This radical movement of violent activists is not new. We've seen this playbook before. It's rooted in the same spirit that drove Mussolini's fascist and Mao's Red Guards. Mussolini claimed that those in power get to decide right and wrong, even when violence is justified. And Mao's Red Guards, well, they shouted this: the purpose of the Cultural Revolution is to destroy the old culture. You cannot stop us. Both unleashed mobs that silenced enemies with terror. Millions died. This same revolutionary spirit found new expression in the 1960s New Left. Groups like the Weather Underground and others. Well, some of them still continue today. The same revolutionary worldview simply found new expressions and new oppressed categories to champion. So make no mistake, the black hooded thugs of our day are nothing more than a modern Red Guard, marching in the same spirit that once plunged nations into rivers of blood. It's not as if Jesus didn't warn us in Matthew 7 that false prophets and movements will come in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. He said we would know them by their fruit. And yeah, this modern new left claims the sheep's clothing of anti-fascism. Their consistent fruits tell a different story. Consider the contrast of those values with Charlie Kirk and the values that birthed our nation. They use violence. Kirk argued for ballots. They suppressed speech. Kirk engaged and was a champion of free speech. They hide in anonymity behind masks and hoods. Kirk stood openly in the public square. They destroyed livelihoods and property. Kirk built a movement rooted in common values that lifted people up. Charlie Kirk extended his hand in friendship. They responded with the bullet of hate. So how can it be that Charlie Kirk's light will continue to shine? Because it wasn't his light, but the light of the world, the love of Jesus that brightened the hearts of thousands. As John chapter 8, verse 12 declares, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. And you know what? This reminds me of Esther, a young woman thrust into circumstances that she did not choose, yet called at a moment she could not ignore. Mordecai told her, who knows but that you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Esther said yes to God's purpose, and an entire nation was spared. Charlie Kirk said yes to his calling too, and it cost him his life. He put action to his faith. As Hebrews 10:39 reminds us, but we are not of those who shrink back and are destroyed, but of those who have faith and preserve their souls. And now we face the same choice. Will we remain silent, or will we rise for such a time as this? Because their message is clear. Look what we did to Charlie Kirk. If you speak out, we will do the same to you. You cannot stop us. But they are wrong. We can stop them if we stand firm in truth, if we reclaim the values of our founding. Why? Because the founding principles of this nation are set in the cornerstone of eternity by the Creator who endowed us with unalienable rights. And if we, like Esther and Charlie Kirk, rise up for such a time as this,